how to choose appropriate words. And when you are talking, when you are speaking with someone, how many factors you have to think? Intonation, accent, speed. These three factors are important. But there are the other factors. Because remember, when the people of the different culture, different belief, different way of life, different perception, when they talk each other, sometimes there are a big gap, small gap. That depends. If the ASEAN people talk each other, the gap might be not so big. But the people come from the different time zone, different culture, might be the gap is quite big. So when you talk with individuals, you have to think about entire factors. That is what I would like to share. Today, how to choose appropriate words. It said that words are the nuts and bolts of communication. I repeat, words are the nuts and bolts of communication. Okay, today I will mention in general, and in my next episode I will digest and then share in detail. Because the words, when you compose a sentence, you have to think about at least three major factors of words. Such a word should be accuracy. And the second, when you communicate with people, you're supposed to get understanding from people. That is comprehensibility. And the third is tone. Yeah, let's see what is the meaning in short about the accurate. In the book said that first of all, the words you use should be accurate. They should depict what it is you are talking about. You cannot blame your reader for being confused. You should be accurate in your use of non-technical words as well. And the second is about the comprehensibility. It said that the words you use should be comprehensible. Yeah, simply say, easily understandable, comprehensible to your reader, to your listener. Communication simply doesn't occur if your audience fails to understand what you are saying. If you are addressing a non-specialist audience, you should try to define technical terms and avoid jargon. If you are addressing an international audience, you should avoid unusual words and idiomatic expressions. Yeah. And third, the words you use should convey the right tone. It's not only what you say that counts, but how you say it. People will judge your message and you partly on the voice that you project. In a job letter, your words should convey enthusiasm. In a letter of complaint, you should suggest a little anger or frustration. In an invitation to a company picnic, they should display some light-heartedness and maybe even a little humor. Yeah, these are three major factors you're supposed to keep in mind whenever you talk with the other person. And today, I would like to emphasize about comprehensibility. For the accuracy and tone, let me put off talking the other days. And why I'm talking about accuracy? Because this morning when Shahid, he mentioned, because he is an engineer, a technical people, and usually when the technical people talk with the people of non-technical, they face some problem, because when engineer like me, when we talk among our group, among technical people, we always use a technical term. We communicate with very short words that everybody gets used to. And whenever we're supposed to explain to the other non-technical people, we need to adjust. We need to simply explain them with the other group of words of the same meanings. That is art instead of science. Engineers always face a problem. We are trying to explain about the strengths of materials, about the foundation. They cannot think the right word to explain non-technical people. You can imagine if you are a doctor, and I think in the world, when doctors talk each other, they always use technical, short, and very difficult for a patient to understand. When doctors stand and talk together beside your patient bed, they talk so many technical terms patient can understand. And at the end, doctor start talking with the patient, simply explain what is the right way and what is the suggestions to patient. They turn upside down. They use the other group of non-technical words explain the patient. That is examples. So when you are technical people, you're supposed to know the other group of words. When you explain engineer, you are home builder, and when you explain to your customers who are not technical people, you're supposed to use simple words, explain, and sometimes it's not sufficient. You're supposed to compare. You use something called metaphor, explained by analogy, and whatever that can make better understanding to your customers. Yeah, that is comprehensibility. And I will read for you a paragraph that is well explained about the technical people and why it's important of the technical people to convey their message to his customers or the others who are non-technical. Yeah, it's a very short paragraph. It said, however, a good part of your life as a technical professional involves communicating with non-specialists, people who do not share your knowledge of certain technical concepts. If you use a lot of technical language with them, you will not, you will only confuse them. If they think you are doing it deliberately, just to show off your knowledge and intimidate them, you may resent you for it. That hardly makes for good communication. Those who really understand a subject well, like the astronomer Carl Sagan and the biologist Isaac Asimov, are able to talk about it without resorting constantly to highly technical language. And this is the key. If you are unable to talk about your subject in a very non-technical way, it could be that you do not know the subject as broadly and as deeply as you should. Listen again. If you are unable to talk about your subject in a very non-technical way, it could be that you do not know the subject as broadly and as deeply as you should. Yeah, I agree with this because I face this problem for myself, and that's why as a project manager, you're supposed to coordinate with the people of several levels. Your owner, your employer, mostly they are not technical people, but owner is the top. So you're supposed to explain them and make best understanding to them. And we talk with your peers. It's much easier because you are the same level, experience and knowledge. And when you talk with your subordinate, you talk with the technicians. Sometimes you need to adjust your technical words into less technical. That is art, not just only science. If you manage any project, construction project, it's a management. You're supposed to have good managerial skill. And the most important characteristics of a good project manager is communicative skill. Yeah, that is what I would like to connect and share with Shahid idea this morning.